series of attacks killed hundreds in Sri Lanka on Easter Sunday, including at least 2 Americans. Reaction from around the world.
Plus, Easter Paris following the Notre Dame Cathedral fire, how France paid tribute to first responders.
And Democrats aren't done with President Trump yet. A preview of tomorrow's meeting. This is KOMU 8 News at 9.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
More than 200 people are dead after a series of Easter Sunday bombings in Sri Lanka, including at least 2 Americans. Tonight, the world responds to the tragedy. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain.
And I'm Annabelle Thorpe. Thanks for joining us. At least 450 people were injured in the attacks. The Sri Lankan government is blaming the bombing on religious extremists. NBC's Sarah Harman reports from London.
A holy day became a bloodbath. More than 200 reported dead, including Americans. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo saying several U.S. citizens were among the dead.
There was a loud explosion. Just to check, I climbed up to the rooftop. About 1 kilometer away, we could see white smoke coming out.
Simultaneous explosions ripped through 3 different churches on Sunday, targeting worshipers around the country as they celebrated Easter Mass.
So it's a very, very sad day for all of us.
Also targeted 3 luxury hotels in the capital, Colombo. At the Shangri-La Hotel, the force of the blast appeared to shatter the windows. With hundreds of injured, there are fears the death toll could still rise. Sri Lanka's foreign ministry says suicide bombers were behind most of the blasts and that 7 suspects have been arrested.
We will go after them, whatever religious extremism that they are following.
President Trump tweeting his condolences and offering U.S. assistance. After celebrating Easter Mass in St. Peter's Square, the Pope condemned what he called cruel violence.
Sri Lanka is forming a special committee to investigate the bombings. Today, the Prime Minister said the government will look into why adequate security precautions were not in place. He also said he fears the massacre could trigger instability, but wants the country to remain united.
What we should do is hold our unity as Sri Lankans and ensure that we wipe out this menace once and for all. Thank you.
This was the deadliest violence the country has seen since a civil war ended there a decade ago. Meanwhile, France is healing after tragedy struck Paris last week.
A special Easter Mass honored firefighters who saved the Notre Dame Cathedral from the blaze. During the service, the Paris Archbishop prayed for a swift reconstruction of the monument and thanked multiple city officials for their support amid Monday's fire. Special thanks were given to the firefighters who struggled for 9 hours to contain the flames.
Do you remember last Easter when it snowed in mid-Missouri? Granted, it was at the beginning of April, but we saw 0.3 of an inch of snow. Meanwhile, the hottest Easter on record ever recorded was 87 degrees. We were much closer to that, thankfully, this year with a high near 84. Now those temperatures have cooled into the 70s, 75 in Columbia, 77 in Jefferson City, 76 down at the Lake of the Ozarks. We're going to hold on to that warm air for quite some time because we have a southerly wind in place. That's a warm weather direction, breezy at 14 miles per hour. Combine that with cloud cover that has moved into the region, and temperatures will be relatively steady overnight. We are watching our next system. This arrives late tomorrow and will be bringing us some chances of rain. And this area of thunderstorms out in central Kansas is actually going to push into the area, or at least energy from it, and that will help spark off a few thunderstorms tomorrow morning. We're back in the upper 70s, but cooler air is arriving soon. I'll track it coming up.
A single car crash closed down the right lane of Highway 63 north in Columbia for almost an hour today. It happened just past the Broadway exit. An officer told KOMU 8 News the driver hit the guardrail, bounced off, and then spun and came to a stop right after the exit. The driver was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He was the only one in the car. Officers aren't sure what caused the crash.
Coming up in your week ahead, the Main Street entrance ramp onto Highway 63 North in Jefferson City will be closed tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Here's a map of that specific ramp. MoDOT is closing the ramp portion for bridge inspections. One eastbound lane on the bridge will close Tuesday from 9 to 3 in the afternoon. The Missouri Public Service Commission will hold 2 hearings this week regarding the purchase of the Grain Belt Express line. The hearings are set for this Tuesday and Thursday at the Governor office building in Jefferson City. If you can't make it, you can watch the live stream on the Commission's website at psc.mo.gov. Also coming up this week, the State Department of Natural Resources will host the 25th annual Earth Day celebration on Friday. More than 1,000 children from Missouri schools will visit the state capitol for the event. They'll get to play games, do activities designed to help them learn and celebrate nature. The public is also welcome to come out. It's free from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Carnahan Memorial Garden. That's behind the governor's mansion.
Coming up, Democrats have new demands now to make the Mueller report public.
Plus, a small Missouri village welcomed hundreds of visitors this weekend with some special hat wear. We'll tell you why.
Never be surprised by the weather. Download the free KOMU 8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by Central Bank of Boone County.
The 2019 Ford Escape was built for the Midwest, with everything you want built right in. Want your choice of powerful and efficient EcoBoost engines? You got it. Want capability like towing or intelligent four-wheel drive? Sure thing. What about smart features for added convenience and connectivity? All in there. Get a Ford Escape at up to 20% below MSRP. That's up to $4,900 in total savings. Only at your quality Ford dealers.
What's the one constant in life? Change. Hi, I'm Doug Wallace with All Weather. What hasn't changed in 25 years is our belief customers deserve competitive upfront pricing, the ability to approve work before it begins, and access to a real technician that's licensed and highly skilled, not a salesperson disguised that way. No matter your issue, plumbing, heating, or cooling, we're there to solve it expertly, on time and on budget. Next time, call All Weather. We fix stuff. No surprises here.
It's time to turn heads in a Toyota. Turn up your tunes in the Corolla hatchback with Apple CarPlay compatibility. Turn up your tech in Corolla with pre-collision system standard. Turn up your fun in the Camry with Alexa connectivity. This spring, turn up the heat in a Toyota. Right now, lease a new 2019 Corolla for $209 a month or get $2,000 customer cash on Corolla. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
It was our dream to move out here. I just wasn't sure what she would think. Took her away from her friends, asked her to do twice the work of most kids her age. But through it all, she never gave up. On me, or anything else. Wonder where she learned that. Massey Ferguson, the last tractor you'll ever need.
Visit Harpster Equipment in Moberly or Lauf Equipment in Jefferson City.
Low on cash and credit? Turn down for a car loan? Get to JD Byrider for easy approval, affordable payments, and you can spin the wheel to see how much you save. $100, $200, maybe as much as $500. And every vehicle's road ready now and backed by a 3-year, 36,000-mile, zero-deductible limited warranty. Start your approval process online at gojdb.com. Give us some preliminary info, and we'll set your appointment and be ready for you. Then spin to win when you get here and take your new ride out for a spin.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you.
House Democrats will meet tomorrow to talk next steps after the release of the Mueller report last week. That includes talking possible impeachment proceedings against President Trump for attempting to obstruct the Russia investigation. The president hit back on Twitter this Easter Sunday. NBC's Jennifer Johnson has the latest from Washington.
President Trump.
A lot of great things happening for our country.
Upbeat as he attended Easter services, but taking no break from Twitter, blasting special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia report, writing, "Can you believe that I had to go through the worst and most corrupt political witch hunt in the history of the United States?" As Democrats discuss their next step Monday.
If proven, some of this would be impeachable, yes.
All right.
Obstruction of justice, if proven, would be impeachable.
If he were anybody but the president, would Mr. Trump be indicted, sir?
Mueller ignored reporters' questions while leaving church, but his report detailed 10 instances where the president tried to obstruct the Russia probe, including asking the head of the National Security Agency to intervene before it began, and later firing former FBI Director James Comey. Democrats say it's worse than Watergate.
The fact that a candidate for president and now a president of the United States would not only not stand up and resist Russian interference in our election, but would welcome it, goes well beyond anything Nixon did.
The White House says it's time to move on.
There's nothing wrong with taking information from Russians.
Donald Trump won. We didn't need WikiLeaks. We had Wisconsin. He won because he was the better candidate with the better message.
At least one Republican is criticizing the president. Senator Mitt Romney tweeted the dishonesty by the Trump White House sickened him. The president hit back at Romney for losing the 2012 election to Barack Obama.
Democrats issued a subpoena for Mueller's full unredacted report. They also want him to testify by May 3rd.
Lots of kids hunted for Easter eggs today, but some local volunteers picked up something a little different that benefits us all. Find out what coming up.
It's going to be a warm night across mid-Missouri. A few isolated showers and thunderstorms are in our forecast for tomorrow. With plenty of dry time, I'm tracking more seasonal weather in the week ahead. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
You plan for everything in life, except the only thing that's for certain. Is it time for a frank discussion with your loved ones about final arrangements? It pays to discuss the details and the price when your family's not under stress. At Bach-Yeager Funeral Chapel, we're not big and corporate. You'll deal directly with our owners. Whether it's a traditional service or a simple cremation, count on Bach-Yeager Funeral Chapel in Columbia, Carr Yeager Funeral Home in Fayette, and Marklin Yeager Funeral Home in New Franklin for personalized service with dignity, care, and respect.
View local news, your first alert forecast, and local sports scores no matter where you are. Visit KOMU.com/mobile to get KOMU 8 News on your mobile phone.
Sometimes the best memories require getting a little messy. And frankly, that's where the fun begins. At Slumberland, we've got the styles for all your memories with our low price guarantee. Plus, right now, during our spring savings sale, get up to 65% off throughout the store on your favorite things. Get a little messy and always go for the memories. Slumberland, it's a good life.
If you've been accused of a crime and are in need of legal representation, contact the team at Carson & Coyle.
We defend our clients in all criminal matters and are prepared to present your case to a judge or jury.
Our criminal defense attorneys handle the investigation and legal preparation to protect your interests at trial.
It's important to choose an attorney who can guide you through the criminal justice system.
For over 50 years, we have built our reputation here in mid-Missouri with offices in Jefferson City and Columbia to better serve you. At Carson & Coyle, we are dedicated to protecting your legal rights.
Welcome back. Some of Columbia's businesses are crediting the Unbound Book Festival for a successful Easter weekend. The festival brings in authors to talk about their work. Bookstores like the Schuyler Bookshop says that the event was its busiest weekend since its opening. Hotels say they were also busier than usual, even with the holiday weekend. And restaurants agreed they've served more customers, too.
A small mid-Missouri village welcomed hundreds of visitors this weekend for its annual Easter parade. About 50 people call Arrow Rock home, which is right outside Cooper County. But the town population grew to over 300 people for the holiday parade. The parade's main draw is the traditional crazy hat and bonnet competition. One attendee says the event brings more life to the town.
We love it. We love to see the people come to town and enjoy themselves. It's something that you can't do in the city.
People say the weather made a big difference this year since last year it snowed. The sunshine was perfect for the egg hunt today.
Well, people picked up Easter eggs and litter today. The city of Columbia hosted a litter pickup this afternoon at Flat Branch Park in Columbia. It's one of about 120 pickups held every year. The city chose this site because of recent heavy storms that swept trash into the area. Also, many people walk or ride bikes along the trail there, especially with it being a holiday weekend. Columbia's volunteer program specialist explains why she thinks it's important.
And respect our environment. It's your community, it's your backyard, it's your playground, and we should all recognize that and take care of it.
It's a good reminder. The pickup lasted for 2 hours. The city has its next litter pickup scheduled for May 11th.
All right, turning attention to our weather forecast. It was a beautiful Easter Sunday, a lot of sunshine out there. You're looking at our time lapse from the Jefferson City area today. Temperatures reaching the middle 80s this afternoon, just as we were expecting. And that warm air is still in place right now. It's 75 degrees in Columbia. Cloud cover has started to move in, and winds are out of the south. Pretty breezy at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. These winds are going to stay sustained in that range through the overnight hours, and that southerly wind combined with some cloud cover, it's going to help keep temperatures fairly warm. Starting the day tomorrow near 60 degrees. The southerly winds continue through the overnight hours and into our day tomorrow. And notice those winds stay southerly through the entire day. That helps us warm once again into the upper 70s and some of us into the lower 80s tomorrow afternoon. By 5:30, notice the winds in northwest Missouri start to change directions. That's a cold front pushing through. And as we head into Tuesday, we'll have a northerly wind ushering in cooler temperatures. Average high for this time of the year is 67 degrees. We're in the upper 70s tomorrow, but that cold front moves through Monday night into Tuesday, bringing that cooler air. 65 by Tuesday. Wednesday, we're at 68, and then the 70s continue for Thursday and Friday. Satellite and radar right now shows cloud cover across the region. A little faint here. I'll turn up that in just a little bit, but cloud cover is in place, and thunderstorms are developing across central Kansas ahead of this cold front. This is actually going to kick out what we call an outflow boundary, and that's going to provide enough support to fire off some thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow morning. So we'll be tracking that. But with the cloud cover in place and the southerly wind, temperatures right around that 60-degree mark for tomorrow morning. And then here's those isolated thunderstorms I was talking about, stretching from Macon, Moberly into Columbia. I think you will likely see those. The higher chances north of I-70. Meteorologist Tim Schmidt tracking those tomorrow morning for you. Those get out here and temperatures warm into the upper 70s, some of us near 80 degrees. But notice there are some breaks in that cloud cover. I think that is going to continue through the day, and we'll see sunshine at times. Then that cold front moves through. I think anytime between 7 and 9 o'clock is when this will start rolling through the area, and the winds will shift behind it. We could see some showers develop ahead of this as well. But notice it's not that impressive or widespread. It pushes off to the south, ushering in cooler temperatures for Tuesday. Then our focus becomes this stationary front. It stalls out across southeast Missouri. It's the same thing as that cold front. It just stalls out, and that's going to be what moisture rides along as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. As that slowly pushes off to the south, we'll see rain chances on the decrease. So I think the best chance of seeing rain is probably going to be Tuesday, lesser so on Wednesday and Thursday. 60 degrees, our low temperature tonight. Winds remaining gusty up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we warm to 78 degrees. There is the chance of those isolated thunderstorms, but still seeing plenty of dry time through the day. 65 Tuesday, those low temperatures on Wednesday morning near 49 degrees. But other than that, we're right around that 50-degree mark through the rest of the week, warming into next weekend with chances of showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast by Saturday and Sunday. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated.
Older people vaccinated for measles might want to check with their doctors. The CDC says anyone in their mid-50s could have missed out on a better version of the shot. Anyone ages 28 to 56 most likely didn't get the second shot or booster that started in 1991. The newer shots offer 90% protection.
So if you're not sure or if you don't have evidence of immunity, get the vaccine. It won't hurt to get it if you've previously had it, and it will help protect you in the event that you are exposed to measles.
Today, the shot and booster duo are 97% effective. With more than 500 reported cases in the U.S. right now, it might be worth an extra booster just in case.
It's also that time of year where a lot of us experience itchy eyes, runny noses. This year we have the highest pollen count in at least the past 9 years, and you might be feeling it. KY3's Christine Morton tells us why more people are not only seeing it, but they're feeling it too.
Sinus issues and then fatigue has been very, very high over the last few days for sure.
Despite his allergies, Paul Lewis is taking a stroll at Nathaniel Green Park. He says he isn't the only one to suffer from Mother Nature.
Several of my colleagues at work and then also my family has really been experiencing a heavy amount of either runny nose, coughing, some sneezing, things like that.
Katie Keith, who works for the Botanical Center, says there could be a few reasons why pollen is bad this year. One reason is because some species are blooming late this year.
I think it was just kind of a cool spring, that the lower temperatures and a lot of gray days leading up into spring, and then all of a sudden it warmed up and everything bloomed on the exact same day, it seemed like.
Katie says people are also planting the same type of trees.
People plant maybe the same 2 oak trees. Well, if we had the 40 different oak trees that are potentially available in our region and they all kind of bloom at a different time, you'd have it staggered out as well.
While Paul says he knows he will regret being outdoors today, Katie says you should still get out and enjoy it.
Take some allergy medicine and get out and enjoy it. It's not often that we have beautiful days like this.
It certainly was a beautiful day out there today. Well, the pollen didn't stop our viewers from enjoying that nice weather out there. We asked you to share some of your photos of how you spent this Easter Sunday, and here's some of the responses we got on our Facebook page. Carrie Braun sent her photo of someone fishing, and then also Cassandra Wilson sent us this photo of a little one picking out flowers with Grandma. Kayla Cole posted this photo, blowing some bubbles there. Perfect outdoor activity. And even our own Matt Beckwith, there he is. I recognize that guy, posting a picture forecasting from inside the station. Some people still have to work the holidays, right, Matt? That's right. Annabelle.
So the Cards and Royals took on New York teams this Easter Sunday. After the break, can Missouri rise up against the Big Apple?
I got started working with tools as a child. It's a passion with me. I love them. My dad, he always showed us how to use tools, and I thank him for that because I've enjoyed it. I think the better the tool is, the better you perform. Here at Family Pond, you can always find tools that are almost like new that somebody's sold or gotten rid of, and they've always got something down here. If they don't have it today, you may check tomorrow and they may have it. I shop at Family Pond because I really enjoy working with nice tools, and it is a bargain.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
I switched to Chevy.
We switched to Chevy.
I switched from a Ram to a Chevy.
See why people are switching to Chevy.
We love our Chevy. Why do we switch? Just look at it.
Switch into a new Chevy today. Current competitive owners get 20% below MSRP on most Equinox models when financing with GM Financial. That's over $8,000 on this Equinox.
LMCO Home and Scotsman American Heirloom, exclusively at Baumgartner's in Avaz.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, visit lawmissouri.com.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
Happy Easter, everyone. Both of the Show Me State's professional baseball teams took to the diamond on this Easter Sunday against teams from the Empire State. We start with St. Louis, who played host to the New York Metropolitans for the weekend's rubber game. Plenty of run support early on for starter Dakota Hudson. In the second inning, we're going to have Colton Wong up at the dish. He singles to left field, and Jose Martinez gets on his horse, hustles, and scores to tie the game at 1. Later in the inning, we're going to have Paul Goldschmidt. How great has he been ever since he was acquired by the Cardinals in an offseason trade? Singles off Noah Syndergaard up the middle with the bases jacked. 2 runs are going to come around and score, and the Redbirds take a 3-1 lead. In the third inning now, the Cards up 4-1, and Dexter Fowler is going to get into this one. He rips a double down the right field line, goes all the way into the corner. Martinez hustles and scores again. It is 5-1 St. Louis. Mets scored a run back in the fourth inning, but then Marcell Ozuna is going to get into this one, hits a gapper to left field. Goldschmidt getting on his high horse to score all the way from first base. Cards hold on and win 6-4. They host the Brewers tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals trying to salvage a weekend series against the Yankees, who are without star players Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. Top of the fifth, Royals no answer for Yankee starter James Paxton, as he had 12 strikeouts on the day. Here we have Clint Frazier getting into one here. Downtown goes Frazier, 3-run blast is what John Sterling back home in New York would say. Clint Frazier gives the Yankees a 5-0 lead. But then soon after, top of the 8th inning, the Royals actually battled back. 2-on for Alex Gordon. He takes Adam Ottavino deep to right field for the game-tying 3-run shot, and we're knotted at 5. The Royals, as they're celebrating in the dugout, they get another home run to take the lead. Hunter Dozier on the first pitch from Ottavino. It's out of the park into the Yankee bullpen for back-to-back jacks. 6-5 Kansas City. But the Yankees have an answer. Seesaw of the game here. Austin Romine singles to left field. That scores Mike Tauchman, and it's knotted up at 6. To extra innings we go. Free baseball. And in the bottom of the 10th, it's Austin Romine again coming up in the clutch. This drive off the wall to deep right center field is going to score Tauchman again for the walk-off single, and the Yankees win it 7-6.
For over 130 years, we've been molding young men into the best leaders that they can possibly be, and baseball is now the latest avenue for us to be able to do that.
And don't forget to tune in to Sports Extra with Chris Trevino tonight after KOMU 8 News at 10. We feature Missouri Military Academy Baseball. It's back after a 5-year hiatus. And that's sports.
All right, thank you very much. We'll have a final look at your weather when we come back.
The 2019 Ford Escape was built for the Midwest, with everything you want built right in. Want your choice of powerful and efficient EcoBoost engines? You got it. Want capability like towing or intelligent four-wheel drive? Sure thing. What about smart features for added convenience and connectivity? All in there. Get a Ford Escape at up to 20% below MSRP. That's up to $4,900 in total savings. Only at your quality Ford dealers.
35 years of gold medals, exciting games, and thrilling victories. KOMU 8 and
the Missouri Lottery have been there from the beginning.
This summer, join us for the 35th annual Show Me State Games in Columbia.
Experience the largest and best state games in the country with more than 40 sports for athletes of all ages and skill levels.
Come chase your goals and gold medals at the 2019 Show Me State Games the weekends of June 7th, July 19th, and 26th.
Visit smsg.org for information and to register.
Now here's a look at what we're following on KOMU 8 News at 10 o'clock. A Moberly man is in jail tonight for allegedly stabbing another man in an argument.
How a car accident led to his arrest. That's on KOMU 8 News at 10.
Temperatures are still very warm across the area right now. We can thank cloud cover and southerly winds for that. 75 right now in Columbia, 77 in Jefferson City, only falling to a low near 60 tonight. A few morning showers and thunderstorms are possible. Meteorologist Tim Schmidt will be tracking those tomorrow morning on KOMU 8 News today. As we head into the middle of the day, a few clouds out there. Temperatures warming into the lower to middle 70s. Eventually we'll top out in the upper 70s, and again in the afternoon and evening hours, a few isolated showers and thunderstorms will be possible. Then a cold front moves through in the evening hours. That shifts the winds out of the northwest and cooler air filters in for Tuesday. Tuesday highs only in the middle 60s, so not super cold, but cooler, and then we'll slowly warm up through the rest of the week.
Forecast, maybe?
Absolutely, and those rain chances are pretty slim. We're going to lack a lot of moisture with that.
So what does the rain chance mean for all the pollen sufferers out there?
Yeah, looking for a little bit of relief Tuesday into Wednesday, but eventually those numbers will climb once again.
All of our cars need a wash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Covered in pollen, you can write in the pollen.
Yeah, just a nice yellow layer on the hood of the car.
All right, that's our time for now.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
On air, online, on Facebook, on Twitter, on the News app, and the Weather app. KOMU 8 News. Coverage you can count on.